7 signs your life is about to change for the better. Have you been there? In that place where life feels less like a journey and more like a relentless test? Every day feels heavy. Maybe things are falling apart, and you find yourself staring at the ceiling at night, whispering, "When? When will things get better?" You might feel utterly drained, pushed right to the edge, questioning every decision you've ever made, wondering if the light at the end of the tunnel is just an incoming train. It's easy in those moments to feel defeated, to believe that the struggle is a sign that you're failing, that you're not meant for anything more. But what if? What if those very moments of deepest darkness, those times you feel most lost and broken, are actually the universe whispering, no, shouting, that something extraordinary is brewing just beneath the surface? What if your struggles, your painful failures, even that heavy cloak of loneliness you might carry sometimes, aren't roadblocks at all, but stepping stones? Not an ending, but the dramatic, necessary beginning of a far grander story. Believe it or not, there are signs, clear, undeniable signals that point to a powerful truth. Your good times, your breakthroughs, your moments of immense growth and happiness are not just coming, they are right around the corner. But here's the catch. Most people are so overwhelmed by the difficulty of the present moment that they completely miss these signals. They don't see that the very pain they're experiencing is the universe clearing the path, preparing the ground, and forging them into the person they need to be for what's next. In this video, we're going to reveal 7 powerful, often missed signs that your life is on the brink of changing for the better in ways you might not even be able to imagine right now. If you find yourself nodding along to these points, recognizing them in your own life, then truly get ready. Buckle up, because the transformation you've been waiting for is closer than you think. We put a lot of hours into this animated video, so if you want to support our new channel, please like this video, subscribe, and push the notification bell so you don't miss our new videos. Let's begin. 1. You're feeling deeply lost and confused. This is one of the most unsettling feelings a person can experience. You might feel like you're adrift at sea without a compass, or standing in the middle of a dense fog, unable to see even a few feet in front of you. Every decision feels uncertain. You question everything: your career path, your relationships, your core beliefs, maybe even your fundamental purpose in life. It's that heavy, disorienting feeling of being utterly unsure of your direction, of sensing that the very ground you thought was stable is now shifting beneath your feet. It's natural to feel panicked, to feel like something has gone terribly wrong. But here is the profound truth that most people miss. This feeling of being profoundly lost is almost never a sign that you've failed or that you're on the wrong path forever. Quite the opposite. It is often the most powerful, unmistakable sign that a significant transformation is not just coming, but is already underway. Think about it for a moment. When do people typically feel this level of deep uncertainty and confusion? It's usually not when they are comfortably settled into a routine, living life on autopilot, simply repeating the patterns of yesterday. No. This feeling of being lost washes over you most powerfully when you are on the threshold of something entirely new. Your old life, the way things used to be, the identity you used to hold, it all suddenly feels too small, too constricting. It simply doesn't fit anymore. But the new life, the new path, the new version of yourself that hasn't fully revealed itself yet. You are in the space between stories. This period of confusion, this deep discomfort, is your personal chrysalis moment. Imagine that tiny caterpillar, snug in its cocoon. It doesn't understand the biological miracle happening within. It's dark, cramped, and intense. Then comes the struggle, the internal dissolving, the frantic pushing and fighting against the walls of the cocoon, the desperate effort to break free. The caterpillar doesn't realize that this very struggle, this intense period of internal chaos and outward effort, is precisely what is strengthening its new wings. Without this difficult, confusing battle, the butterfly would emerge too weak to fly. It would never leave the ground. And the same is true for you right now. You might feel like your life is making zero sense, like all the pieces you thought fit together are scattered. It might genuinely feel like everything is falling apart, but what if, just maybe, it's not falling apart at all? What if it's falling into place? What if this profound confusion you're experiencing is simply the necessary, sometimes painful process of shedding your old skin, breaking free from your old limitations, and making essential space for the incredible person you are rapidly becoming? Every truly significant transformation, whether in nature or in a human life, is preceded by a period of intense uncertainty and discomfort. The people who never feel lost are often the ones who are stuck, who never venture beyond the familiar. But those who have the courage to sit with the confusion, who embrace the discomfort instead of desperately running back to what was known and comfortable, are the ones who eventually emerge on the other side, stronger, infinitely wiser, and finally ready to step onto the path and into the life they were always truly meant to live. So, if you are feeling lost right now, please take a deep breath. Don't panic. Don't label it as a failure or an ending. See it for what it is, the powerful, undeniable sign that you are at the very beginning of something far greater, far more aligned, and far more beautiful than you can possibly imagine from where you stand today. Did you know that if you are currently watching this video, you are probably a visual learner? Before we get into the next part, wouldn't it be better if you had an app specially designed for visual learners like you? That's exactly what BookWatch offers. We have animated book summaries of the best non-fiction and Stoicism books like the Daily Stoic, The Obstacle is the Way, and many more. You can watch animated videos like the one you are currently watching and also ask our AI how to specifically apply each book to your life. Check out the BookWatch app in the first link in the description below. Now, let's continue. 2. Certain people who were once close are drifting away. This is one of the most emotionally challenging signs to navigate. You might notice that as you start changing, growing, evolving, seeing the world through new eyes, maybe even just pursuing different interests, certain people who were once your closest companions begin to feel distant. Those friendships that felt absolutely unbreakable, the ones you thought would last forever, start to fade. Conversations that used to flow effortlessly and joyfully now feel forced, shallow, or just plain awkward. And sometimes, the people who you thought would cheer you on the loudest suddenly seem uninterested, critical, or even resentful of your growth. It's incredibly painful. It can leave you feeling isolated, lonely, and often you internalize it, wondering if there's something wrong with you. Did you change too much? Are you being selfish? Are you the problem? But what if I told you that this difficult experience is not a sign of your failure or unworthiness, but one of the clearest, most potent indicators that something significant is about to change in your life? Here is the simple, difficult truth. When you are about to level up in your life, to step into a new phase of growth and potential, not everyone is meant to come with you. It's simply not possible, nor is it necessary, to carry every single relationship from your past into your future. Some people were specifically placed in your life for a certain season, for a particular reason. Maybe they were there to teach you a crucial lesson, to offer support during a specific challenge, or to simply share a particular leg of the journey. They played their role beautifully in your past, but they were never intended to be part of your story's next phase. Think of it like different stages of a complex journey, like a spaceship launching into orbit. To get off the ground and through the atmosphere, you need massive, powerful rocket boosters. They expend tremendous energy and serve a vital purpose. But once the spaceship reaches a certain altitude, a certain speed, those boosters must fall away. They aren't discarded because they were useless. They are released because their purpose for that stage of the journey is fulfilled. If they stayed attached, they would become dead weight, holding the main craft back from reaching its ultimate destination in space. The same principle applies in life. The people who are naturally drifting away as you evolve are often like those boosters. Their purpose in your life's trajectory for this upcoming stage is complete. It's not an abandonment, it's an alignment. The universe is making adjustments to prepare you for your next altitude. Here's where many people get stuck. They cling desperately to the past. They try to force relationships that are clearly no longer in sync. They hold on to people who have shown through their distance or resistance that they are not meant for this next part of the journey. And in doing so, they create energetic blockages. They prevent the right people, the ones who are aligned with your future self and your next phase, from entering their lives. So, if you are feeling lonely right now, if you have experienced the painful loss of friends, romantic partners, or even felt a separation from family members who no longer seem to understand or fit into your evolving world, try to see it differently. This is not necessarily a loss in the traditional sense. It is a clearing. It is the universe, or life itself, making essential room. And when the people who are truly meant for your next chapter begin to enter your life, people who resonate with your new energy, who support your growth without reservation, you will look back on these moments of separation and understand, with profound clarity, that losing those old connections was not a setback, but a necessary step that made space for the connections that truly matter now. It's painful, but it's preparing you for the right community for your future. 3. Unexpected. Small opportunities are starting to show up. You've been in the trenches. You've been struggling, pushing, maybe facing rejection, disappointment, or a frustrating lack of progress for what feels like an eternity. You might even have felt the edges of giving up, the heavy weight of discouragement settling in. But then, subtly, out of nowhere, something shifts. A tiny door cracks open. It might be something small, a random email about a potential project, an unexpected invitation to a meeting or an event. Someone you haven't spoken to in ages reaches out with an idea. You stumble upon a resource that feels exactly like what you needed, or maybe it's just an internal spark, a new idea for a creative project or a different approach to a problem that suddenly fills you with a sense of quiet excitement you haven't felt in a long time. On the surface, these things might not look like the massive, life-altering breakthrough you've been dreaming of. They seem too small, too random, maybe even slightly off topic from your main goal, and because they don't fit the picture of the grand opportunity you imagined, most people dismiss them. They overlook these small nudges, these gentle possibilities, thinking they're insignificant distractions. But here's the powerful secret. The universe, or life, rarely delivers your breakthrough on a silver platter with fanfare and fireworks. Instead, it often starts with hints, small openings, tiny, almost camouflaged doors. It drops stepping stones, one by one, to guide you forward. The problem is, we are conditioned to look for the giant, obvious signs. We expect the universe to send a golden invitation, a guaranteed win, when in reality, the path usually begins with something as unassuming as a casual conversation, a weird-sounding offer, or a slight detour that feels completely unexpected. Think of how many world-changing companies started with a chance meeting in a garage, or how many incredible journeys began with a single, tentative step onto an unknown path. People don't realize they are standing directly in front of a doorway because it doesn't look like the grand entrance they had pictured in their minds. They miss the magic in the mundane, the potential hidden within the small and the unexpected. But here is the absolutely critical part of this sign. You must act on these opportunities, however small they seem. You have to be willing to open that little door and see where it leads. If you sit and wait for the perfect moment, for the massive, undeniable opportunity that looks exactly like your preconceived notion of success, you will likely miss the actual signs completely. Even the smallest opportunity, the most unexpected connection, can be the tiny spark needed to ignite your biggest transformation. It's the universe testing if you are paying attention, if you are ready to engage with the flow. If you notice these unexpected chances popping up, don't hesitate. Don't overthink them. Take them seriously. Explore them with curiosity and an open heart. Trust that they are appearing for a reason, and that they are leading you somewhere far greater and more aligned than you can currently see from your limited perspective. Because when doors start opening, even just a crack, it is a powerful, undeniable sign that the energy is shifting, and something much bigger, something you've been working towards, is about to unfold in your life. Are you paying attention? Are you ready to walk through them? 4. You feel a deep, unshakable need to change something major. Have you experienced this? Waking up one morning or going about your day and suddenly being hit with an overwhelming sense that something in your life simply isn't working anymore. It's more than just feeling dissatisfied, it's a profound, almost physical urge for transformation. Maybe your daily routine, which used to feel comfortable, now feels like a monotonous grind. The job you once felt proud of now feels like a soul-sucking drain. The people you spend the most time with no longer inspire or uplift you. And deep inside, there's this persistent, sometimes nagging, sometimes roaring, feeling that you are meant for something undeniably more. You might not be able to articulate exactly what needs to change, or what that more is, but you just know. With every fiber of your being, you feel the urgent need for a shift. That feeling? That powerful, sometimes uncomfortable urge? That is not just a passing wave of restlessness. That is your deepest intuition, your inner compass, your very soul screaming at you. It's saying, "Hey, pay attention. This is not aligned anymore. You've outgrown this." Unfortunately, this is another sign that many people ignore. They try to rationalize it away. They tell themselves they should be grateful for what they have, that feeling this way is selfish, that taking a risk is irresponsible or too scary. They convince themselves it's just a phase, that they just need to tough it out or try harder where they are. But here is the truth, simple and profound. When your soul starts loudly craving change, it is because you have genuinely, truly outgrown your current reality. Your inner self has evolved to a point where the container you are living in, your circumstances, your environment, sometimes even your relationships, is simply too small to hold the person you are becoming. Think of it like a snake shedding its skin. The old skin isn't bad, it just no longer fits the growing snake. If the snake tried to stay in its old skin, it would become incredibly uncomfortable, restricted, and eventually unable to move or thrive. This is what happens when you resist the deep urge for change. The more you ignore that powerful call from your intuition, the more uncomfortable and painful life will become in your current situation. The job that once provided security will start to drain your energy completely. The relationships that felt stable will begin to feel suffocating or inauthentic. Even your daily habits and routines will start to feel less like a structure that supports you and more like a prison because your soul is ready to expand beyond them. But here's the most empowering part of this sign. This feeling, this deep-seated urge for change, is a potent indicator that something better, something more aligned, is genuinely waiting for you on the other side of that transformation. That restless energy isn't meant to torment you. It's meant to mobilize you. It's the universe, or your higher self, nudging you firmly out of a comfort zone that has become a confinement zone. It's pushing you towards a path where you can truly blossom and step into the fullness of the life you are truly meant to be living. So, if you've been feeling this undeniable urge, this powerful pull towards changing something significant in your life, please do not silence it. Do not ignore it. Listen to it deeply. Honor it. And most importantly, start acting on it, even in small ways. Because the moment you begin to follow that inner calling, that deep knowing, you'll start to realize that it wasn't just some random feeling or bout of dissatisfaction. It was your future self, a more evolved version of you, reaching back through time and space, pulling you powerfully toward the life you were always inherently meant to have. Are you ready to answer the call and follow it? 5. You are becoming more focused on self-improvement and growth. Have you noticed a new hunger within you? A sudden, almost unstoppable drive to learn, to grow, to become a better person? Maybe you've started picking up books you never would have read before. Books on personal development, psychology, philosophy, or the lives of successful people. You find yourself drawn to podcasts, videos, or mentors who talk about growth, mindset, and achieving potential. You're questioning old habits, recognizing patterns that held you back, and feeling motivated to replace them with new, healthier, more empowering ones. This isn't just a temporary interest. It feels like a fundamental shift in your priorities. This isn't just a phase, and it's certainly not random. This powerful focus on self-improvement, this deep desire to evolve, is one of the most reliable internal signs that your mind, body, and spirit are actively preparing you for the next higher level of your life. Think about it logically. Most people don't suddenly wake up one day with a fervent desire to improve themselves for no discernible reason. That deep hunger for personal growth, that innate need to expand your knowledge, develop new skills, and refine your character. It emerges when something significant is about to happen. It's like your subconscious, your deeper knowing, already has a sense that new opportunities, more significant challenges, and greater blessings are on the horizon. And it is instinctively driving you to get ready, to become capable of handling what's coming. Consider an athlete who is about to compete in a major event, like the Olympics or a championship game. They don't just show up on the day of the event and hope for the best. No. They dedicate months, even years, to intense training. They push their physical limits. They study their sport deeply. They work on their mental game. They refine their technique. They are focused entirely on self-improvement because they know the upcoming challenge demands a stronger, more skilled, more resilient version of themselves. In the same way, you wouldn't suddenly feel compelled to train for a marathon if you weren't about to run one or something equally demanding. Your current surge in self-improvement is your training season for the significant opportunities and responsibilities that lie ahead. Your mindset is shifting, becoming more growth-oriented, because your reality is preparing to shift in a way that will require a sharper, more capable, more prepared you. The version of you that will thrive in the next chapter is different from the version that navigated the last. What many people fail to recognize is that this drive for self-improvement is not just something you are doing. It is a sign that something is being done to you in the best possible way. It's a signal that you are actively stepping into a new chapter, a new phase of your evolution. It's a sign that the struggles you've been through, the lessons you've learned, were not in vain. They were building the foundation for this period of growth. It's a sign that you are being inwardly positioned and prepared for something greater, something that will require you to show up as the best possible version of yourself. So if you find yourself suddenly obsessed with learning, if you're pushing your boundaries, if you feel this powerful inner drive to understand more, to be more, to grow beyond who you were yesterday, embrace it fully. This is your transformation phase in action. This is you building the internal muscles, the mental resilience, and the emotional intelligence for what's next. Your future is calling, requiring you to rise, and you are, beautifully and powerfully, getting ready to answer that call. 6. Setbacks and challenges seem to be piling up endlessly. This sign is arguably the most difficult to accept because it feels entirely contradictory to the idea of things getting better. It's when you feel like life is relentless, like you're being hit by waves of problems from every single direction. One issue finally seems resolved, only for two more to immediately pop up in its place. You take a step forward, and you're immediately knocked 2 steps back. It feels like an endless, exhausting storm that just refuses to pass. Bills pile up, relationships face unexpected crises, health issues arise, plans fall through, failures seem constant. It's incredibly frustrating, deeply draining, and it can make you seriously question everything you thought you knew, especially whether you are even on the right path at all. You might feel like screaming, "Enough already! Why is this happening?" What if I told you, with absolute conviction, that this period of intense difficulty, of seemingly endless setbacks, is often the most powerful sign that your biggest breakthrough, your most significant positive shift, is not just coming, but is imminent? It sounds completely crazy when you're in the middle of it, doesn't it? How can everything falling apart possibly mean good is coming? But it's true. Before almost every major positive transformation, before every significant jump forward, life administers its toughest tests. It pushes you, it shakes you, it challenges you to your absolute core. Why? Because it needs to see if you are truly ready for the next level. It needs to ensure you have the strength, the the resilience, and the clarity required to handle the increased responsibility, the greater potential, and the higher stakes that come with stepping into a bigger future. Think about it this way. If success, deep happiness, and profound transformation were simply handed to you without any challenge, you would likely not have the inner capacity to handle them, nor would you truly value them. The struggle, the setbacks, the difficulties, they are not punishments. They are essential preparation. They are the forge where your inner strength is tested and built. Look at the stories of almost any successful, resilient, or influential person throughout history. Rarely do you find someone whose path was smooth and easy. Almost all of them endured an intense period of significant struggle, numerous setbacks, and profound challenges before their big break, before they found their true calling, before they achieved their significant impact. Why? Because that intense struggle built their character. It forced them to develop unwavering resilience. It taught them crucial lessons that couldn't be learned any other way. It refined their purpose and clarified their vision. It literally forced them to grow into the kind of person who was capable of handling the weight and the potential of what was coming next. And right now, that's precisely what is happening to you. You are being forged. Imagine an archer preparing to shoot an arrow. To send the arrow forward with tremendous speed and power, the archer must first pull the bowstring back. The farther back the string is pulled, the greater the tension, the more difficult the pull, but the greater the force that will be released. Your current period of intense setbacks and challenges is like that bowstring being pulled back. Every problem, every delay, every apparent failure, every moment of exhaustion is pulling you back, creating immense tension. But it's not pulling you back to break you. It is pulling you back to launch you forward with unprecedented momentum, with strength and speed you wouldn't have otherwise. 7. You feel a deep, unexplained sense of peace despite the chaos around you. This sign is perhaps the most mysterious, the most illogical, and often the most powerful indicator of all. Your external world might be in utter turmoil. Finances could be incredibly tight. Relationships might be strained or crumbling. Major challenges are stacking up one after another, demanding your attention and energy. By all rational accounts, you should be a mess of anxiety, panic, and despair. But instead, surprisingly, defying all logic, you feel something else entirely. Deep within your core, beneath the surface chaos, there is an unshakable sense of calm, a quiet confidence, a feeling of groundedness. You might feel the stress of the external situation, yes, but there's a profound inner knowing that everything is going to be okay. A sense that even though everything around you seems to be in disarray, something significant, something ultimately good, is fundamentally shifting in your favor. This feeling is not denial, it's not naivete, it is not you burying your head in the sand. This feeling is your soul, your higher self, your deepest intuition recognizing a truth that your logical mind cannot yet fully grasp. It is your inner wisdom sensing the alignment that is happening behind the scenes. It's like standing perfectly still in the absolute center of a raging hurricane. All around you, the winds are howling, the rain is lashing down, destruction is occurring. But right where you stand, in the eye of the storm, there is an almost unnatural silence, a perfect stillness, a profound peace. That peace exists because you are, at this moment, exactly where you need to be, at the very center of a powerful, necessary process of transformation. Most people expect peace to arrive after the storm passes, after everything settles down, after the problems are resolved. And while that kind of peace does come, those who are truly on the precipice of a major positive breakthrough often experience this profound inner peace before the external circumstances catch up. Why? Because their soul already knows the outcome. It senses that all the intense struggles, all the painful setbacks, all the confusing losses weren't meant to break them down permanently. They were meant to break them open. They were meant to align them, purify them, and position them for something infinitely greater than what they've known before. Think about people you admire who have gone through unimaginable hardship. Have you ever noticed some of them carry themselves with an almost otherworldly quiet strength? They aren't pretending the pain isn't there, but they aren't broken by it either. They aren't bitter or resentful. They just seem to know, deep in their bones, that everything they are experiencing is part of a larger, unfolding plan, even if they can't see the whole picture yet. That kind of peace, that calm certainty in the face of chaos, is not ordinary. It is not easily earned. It is a profound sign. So, if you are experiencing this strange, deep, quiet confidence right now, even when everything on the outside looks incredibly uncertain, challenging, or even dire, trust it completely. This inner peace is your most reliable guide. It means your breakthrough is closer than you think. It means the intense storm you're navigating isn't here to destroy you. It is here to cleanse the path, to clear away everything that no longer serves you, and to create the fertile ground needed for your future happiness and success to blossom. And on the other side of this period of chaos, held steady by your inner peace, your truly good times are not just waiting, they are actively being born. Step-by-step plan. All right, you've seen the signs. Now, let's translate recognition into action. This isn't just about waiting for things to get better. It's about actively participating in your transformation. Here is our concise guide to applying the wisdom of these signs. Our 7-step action guide to embracing your transformation. Reframe your perspective. See confusion, loss, and setbacks not as failures, but as signals that big shifts are underway. Trust the process is working for you. Allow the letting go. If people or situations are naturally drifting away, permit it. Understand this creates necessary space for what's next. Don't cling to the past. Act on small opportunities. Pay attention to the little nudges and unexpected openings. Take action, however small, on these possibilities. They are leading you forward. Listen to your inner urge, that deep feeling that something needs to change. Honor it. Take small, consistent steps in the direction your intuition is calling you. Fuel your growth. When facing challenges, lean into self-improvement. Dedicate time to learning and developing new skills. The pressure is building your capacity for the future. Anchor in inner peace. If you feel calm despite external chaos, trust this inner knowing. Use this peace as your steady center amidst the storm. It signals alignment. Keep moving forward. Maintain momentum. Trust that the difficulties are clearing the path. Your consistent effort, guided by these signs, is bringing your best future into being. Applying these steps means actively cooperating with the powerful changes unfolding in your life. If you liked this video and you want to support our new channel, please like this video, subscribe and push the notification bell so you don't miss our new videos. Also, check out this video where we explain 7 things you should quietly remove from your life